Good afternoon, I'm meteorologist Matt Jones. It's going to be warm and muggy out there and staying dry for the most part, although we will see some storm chances starting to increase as we get towards the early evening hours. Here's a look at future track at noon, and you can see there's not a lot going on. More cloud cover north, more sunshine south, and that's going to be the trend throughout much of the afternoon. Now notice what happens by about 5 o'clock. We start to see these storms firing up once again off to the north and west, so up around DeQueen, Arkansas, extending all the way back through the Dallas-Fort Worth area. That's going to be along a cold front, and that will turn into a line of storms as it pushes into Louisiana this evening. You can see by 9 p.m. could have some pretty strong cells pushing into places like Shreveport. Definitely some very heavy rainfall with these, and we could see a little bit of hail and wind. So we're going to watch for at least the potential for a little bit of severe weather out there this evening with some of those stronger storms. And that continues to rumble its way south along and south of I-20, looking at some pretty heavy rainfall during the evening and overnight hours here. And even through early tomorrow morning, we could still see some showers lingering down around Natchitoches. It's going to be kind of a cloudy and damp start to our Friday. But as we head through the midday hours Friday, notice that we start to see a little bit of clearing to the north. I think if you're along and south of I-20, though, it's going to take a while to get rid of that cloud cover. So kind of a cloudy day here on Friday, but by mid to late afternoon, we should at least see some peaks of sun and more sunshine as we travel a little farther north into Arkansas, Oklahoma, and northeast Texas. So as we head through this evening and overnight tonight, there is this slight potential we could see some severe weather. This is only a 1 out of 5 on the scale, so it's a marginal threat, which means that 1 or 2 isolated storms could reach severe limits. If we do see any severe weather this evening, the main threat would be some hail with some of the storms. Also looking at some pretty decent rainfall through tomorrow morning. Most places about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch, but those blue areas that you see, that could be over an inch of rain by early tomorrow morning. So our hourly planner through the rest of the afternoon shows a partly to mostly cloudy sky. It'll be warm and muggy with a southwest breeze. Temperatures making it into the low 80s later today. In Shreveport, 82 degrees. Marshall and Minden around 80. Looking at 87, though, in Natchitoches, so another very, very warm afternoon. You've been just very warm, really, for the last several days down there. Center Texas, 84, but much cooler north of that front. High temperatures only around 60 up in Idabel and into DeQueen. Here's a quick check of that 7-day. Well, before we get to that, we want to remind you that we're doing that time change this weekend. So daylight saving time returns, and that means your sunsets go from 6:19 on Saturday to about 7:20 on Sunday. So we're going to gain that extra hour of daylight. It gets a lot cooler tomorrow behind the front, 68 degrees, some early morning showers, but most of Friday is dry. Saturday looks good, partly cloudy, mid-70s. Same story on Sunday, although we could see a slight chance of rain Sunday morning. And then it gets even cooler by next week as another front moves in. Highs only in the 60s by Monday and Tuesday.